Hey everybody, what's up? This is Cam with Danomics. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how we can use our new Quick Start module to help you get answers faster than ever in the Petrophysics. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new Petrophysical calculation, and I'm just going to give this a name here. So we've got a new blank project here. I am going to grab my well headers, my logs, and my tops from a Midland Basin project here. So we got about 300 wells in here. And we're going to start this the same as we normally would. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab a key well. This is a well that I happen to know has like a good quad combo across the area, fairly recent well. And I'm also going to define my stratigraphy. That's especially important here because I have some random tops that have been picked in here that just very lightly. They don't really correspond to anything. So once we've got that cleaned up, we're going to apply that. And now what I need to do is I need to do an interpretation. And I want to get an answer quick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump here to the new Quick Start module. And we're going to set a few options across here. So you'll notice that we have some options that are by zone and some that are by well here. So the ones that are by zone are lithology, salinity, and our cutoffs presets. So for our lithology, out here in this part of the Midland Basin, we're not up on the shelf really. We are, we are out in the middle of the basin. These are almost exclusively organic shells. Now our shallow stratigraphy up here, we do have some limestone, same as our deeper stratigraphy down here. So we're going to set organic shell as our default and limestone for these two zones. And what this has done for each of these zones is gone through and it's set about 30 parameters that are specific to this lithology. So it's setting our neutron and density clean and clay points, for example. It is activating TOC analysis, setting some parameters there, etc. And what we want to do next is we want to set our cutoffs to correspond to our lithology. So once again, we're going to come through here and we're going to select for organic shell analysis, except for in the shallow and the deeper zones here, we're going to set it to limestone, just to be consistent. Once again, this is setting multiple parameters. So it's setting parameters for our net res, net pay, and our gross reservoir flagging. We are then going to come in here and we're going to set some well defaults. This is tight reservoir, so that's the selection that we're going to use. If we had higher porosity, we'd use a conventional reservoir. So I'm going to set this tight reservoir option in here. This, once again, it goes through and sets about 30 different parameters. So it is flagging, it's helping with our washout flagging repair. It's helping when we have some missing data, how we handle that. It's also setting some other common parameters to what we would consider to be best practice here in Danomics. Now, I don't have any low density salt zones in here, so I'm going to leave the salt zone set to none. Now, one thing in here is I don't exactly know what my salinity should be here. I know it's high, but I'm going to ask PetroDan to do some research for me. So I'm going to bring PetroDan up, ask him to run the analysis. And what Dan's going to do, he's going to, we're going to package up our, location information, our LAS headers, some basic curve statistics. And PetroDan is going to come back and he's saying, hey, this is pretty high salinity, we want to use about 150 to 200K for our defaults here. So we are going to apply that, and now you'll see that our water saturation has been updated in here. So there we go. So we now have a pretty good first pass, I think, at our analysis. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this into the mapping. So I'm going to show the property map here. I'm going to do this for the Wolfcamp B, and we're going to go ahead and jump straight to our hydrocarbon pore volume in here. This is going to fire up a new job, and we've got about 300 wells in here. So we've gone through, and because we set these parameters on our key well, they've now been propagated out to all the wells in our project, both the zone by zone and the well level defaults in here. So we're running this calculation, for about 10 different zones in here. We're running it for about 40 different properties that will get mapped up. And here we go. We've got our map here. I notice that we have one bust here. So I'm going to click on this well. And what I can see here is that the neutron and density logs, yeah, they're kind of shifted relative to some of my expectations here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to omit this one well, because we're in a hurry. We could try to apply a little bit of TLC to it if we wanted to, but hey, we've all got things to do. And now look at this. We have this beautiful map in here, where we can see, as we're out here up against the edge of the Central Basin Platform, we're starting to, we're getting lower hydrocarbon pore volumes. But as we're out here in the rich organic part of the basin, we're getting very good hydrocarbon pore volumes out here. Now, this isn't to say that our analysis is done. We can still go through well by well, zone by zone, and update our interpretation to make sure that we get the best answer. But if you need an answer in, what's been about 6 minutes and 45 seconds to this point, this is the way to go. Use these quick start options to get you up and running, to set all those parameters, and this will get you started on the right foot. All right, if you have any questions, you'd like to learn more, give us a shout at sales@danomics.com. Thank you.